You got?
Hope you got your wasabi snacks ready, cause we got another spicy one coming right at you. We got a special guest. There's still me and Kenneth, but instead of Isaiah, I forgot your name. It's escaping me, dude.
Is this
Wow.
Stromboli. We got
Oh my
Stromboli.
gosh, I cannot believe that just happened.
Dude, it flew out.
Like, if I knew you were gonna be disrespected like that,
I had your name, and it was gone.
That hurt me.
Stromboli. He's
Hurt.
here. I'm sorry.
Oh man, not getting off to a good start on this one.
That's alright.
Jeez.
People forget things, dude.
I want everybody to know he just looked at me and said I'm forgetting your name.
And
That
I've
hurts.
hung out with him before on multiple occasions, and it completely escaped me.
F in chat for that.
Hey man, things happen, you know. But we're here again.
Yeah, where we at today?
What?
How's today? How
What?
you living? How you living?
What?
I'm good.
Good?
What?
I said, how you living?
Oh,
Fuck boy.
I mean, you know, we out here. I want to buy a fish tank really bad.
Yeah.
Tengal?
Really bad, yeah. There was one at Walmart for like $60.
Is that why you sent me that picture?
Yeah. But mom was like, "No, there's better selection at PetSmart." So
For how much money?
it was a 10-gallon tank with a bunch of little knickknacks for like $57.
$57. Man.
I think the one at PetSmart is like $37.
I mean, I spent like $80 on a fish.
I'm just
I bought
a
on
fish.
their
tank.
fish.
No,
That
I
tiny
bought
tank.
the tank. No, it was like after I bought. It was like total, grand total.
Oh,
It was like I had to buy the fish tank. I had to buy the sugar skull that went on the inside, the plant, the rocks.
You good?
Yeah.
yeah.
The
Oh man.
filter boy, the goldfish. If anybody needs goldfish flakes, I've got a lot of them because I don't have a goldfish anymore. Pretty sure
What
it
happened?
froze.
We might.
Well, it was like January.
Because his dumb self had a goldfish sitting almost right next to a window in the middle of January. Window open.
I like waking up to a cold room.
Not
Your fish
me.
doesn't.
No, my fish
Does not.
I even had a heater in there. It didn't help.
Because like when they freeze, they live sometimes.
Maybe it wasn't dead.
Yeah, I
Maybe
saw.
it wasn't dead.
I remember reading it was an experiment somewhere. I don't know when I read it. It was a minute ago now, but some guy froze a bunch of fish for probably 2 or 3 days, and they all lived.
Yeah, they do that. They'll freeze in the rivers or in ponds and
Yeah.
whatever, and then after
Yeah.
it falls, they're completely fine.
Yeah,
It's like they know how to cryo sleep.
but
We
those
don't.
are fish in the wild who have been through evolution and all that. They can do that. A goldfish that's been living in a tank its entire life, I don't think it's ready for that.
No,
What was my fish's name?
I have no Roboito. I don't
No,
know.
not
I
Roberto. It
was gonna-
started with a V.
I was
Vinny?
gonna guess Roberto. I don't know why.
Victor. Vector
No, it
from
wasn't Vector.
Despicable Me.
Or from Engels.
Was it Vince?
Vince.
Vince Staples.
I probably got a picture on my Snapchat. It started with a V though. I know
Dwayne
that
the Rock
picture.
Johnson.
There's
No, it was a
a
pretty goofy looking goldfish. It was one of those goldfish with
Kinda had a
the
mustache?
eyes that were
Bug-eyed.
yeah. Maybe it was
He had a mustache, didn't he? I know one of them
I
did.
don't know.
One of them had a mustache.
I got a beta fish after that. Also died.
Also, because your room was so fucking cold.
Hey, I was comfortable.
Waking up and from my warm bed in my warm little area, having to go in there
That's nice.
to take a shower.
That's nice. It wakes you up.
Was it nice?
It is nice. It wakes you
Man,
up.
it wakes you up, but it's not nice.
It's not nice though.
I thought it was nice.
a few years ago, in the winter, since when things freeze, they kind of shrink a little bit. My window froze and cracked itself. I don't know how, but for 3 weeks I didn't know. And my bed's right this is the window. Here's my bed. I'm right next to the window. I would wake up freezing every morning, and then I found out it was happening because it rained one day, and the whole side of my bed was soaked.
That
And I was
sucks.
like, what is happening? And I looked and the window
Wow,
was
you
open.
pissed yourself there, guy. No.
That's garbage. It's like me every time it rains and I accidentally leave my car window down. That's happened to me like 4 times.
Because you always, like, no matter what, it could be the hottest day ever, your window's down.
Why wouldn't you have your window down on a hot day?
Yeah.
AC? Hello?
AC is not as effective.
The
as
way-
a cool wind.
The way I treat my car is
Treat
that
it like a tank.
an M1 Abrams does not have air conditioning.
Okay.
I don't
Maybe
know.
it does.
I don't know.
It might at this
I
point.
highly
I
doubt
just
this-
blew so much smoke.
They
in
probably
Max's face,
probably
I'm
got some
sorry.
fans at the least.
Well, either way, I don't know how
you wanna
much.
Google it?
I don't know how much gasoline my car actually consumes. I get like 15 miles a gallon,
Okay.
which isn't, good.
No.
So I don't know how much the AC actually consumes, but I just leave it off most of the time.
I'm the same way, because when you're getting anything less than 20, every mile per gallon counts.
Yeah. But
Second most searched thing: does the M1 Abrams have air conditioning?
for all you grunts. Hashtag tank life.
While the M1A2 Abrams and the M1A2
off.
SEP are air conditioned,
Yeah.
it is not for the crew's comfort. It is so the electronics stay cool. So it's AC'd for the electronics, not for the guys.
Makes sense.
That's pretty shitty.
Those electronics are high maintenance.
Yeah.
They're,
Well, you would think the humans are high maintenance, but
Yeah, but
if you're in the military, you're
What's
not gonna
what's
be high
more
maintenance.
important, a person or a car? Let's be honest here.
The person.
No, a car can serve like
it's not the
4 to
car.
5 people in its lifetime. A human can do what?
It's not the car though. It's the computers on the inside.
Yeah, I know. Well, a tank isn't necessarily a car.
They've got industrial.
Are tanks categorized as cars or tanks?
Tanks are tanks.
Tanks are tanks. It's like hot dogs are hot dogs.
Yeah, about that. You guys are wrong in all of those categories.
What?
Because think about how you eat a sub, a hoagie, a sandwich, whatever. The bread is on top and bottom.
Yeah.
But for a hot dog, unless you accidentally break the bread too far, it's one piece of bread and one meat.
Okay, so what does that make it?
It makes it its own thing.
Oh, yeah.
It's
okay.
like a bowl of meat, basically.
It's a bowl,
of meat.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's a bread
okay.
bowl
It's a
of meat,
taco.
yeah.
It's a taco.
Yeah, kind of, basically.
A hot dog's a fucking taco. Oh
Shit.
man, FBI's kicking in the door any minute now.
Unless
open up.
unless you go to Five Guys, it's definitely a sandwich there because they cut it in half, and they clap it between the bread.
Never had a Five Guys hot dog.
They're pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
We have to go get some after this.
I don't know.
Well.
You were talking about getting barbecue, getting some Wingstop.
Yeah. Well, you see, the thing is, the idea occurred to me because I
And then
love
you realize
barbecue.
you have no money.
No, not that.
Oh.
It was more like we hit up some grilling. We grill a little bit. Sit down, eat. But then you guys were saying at the end of the last episode that none of you have tried Wingstop, which I'm a dedicated fan to Wingstop.
Yeah.
So I figured,
It's
That'd be a good
Rick
idea.
Ross's food chain, right? Okay.
yeah.
We literally had this conversation
The
last
lemon
night.
pepper?
I bet.
I'm pretty sure
lemon
that's Rick
pepper is
Ross's
not.
thing.
It's not Rick Ross's thing.
Yeah, it is.
They have it at
No.
Crab
The
the
Town.
lemon pepper chicken.
They have
it's
it in
not?
Hooters.
No,
No.
it
It's
might
not.
be.
No,
his,
no.
It might be his signature.
It's
thing,
his
but it's
signature
not.
thing at Wingstop.
Okay.
But
That is
lemon
not his
pepper-
invention.
It's not his invention.
No, it's not his invention.
Okay. All right. Okay.
I feel like lemon pepper came before Rick Ross was even alive.
Yes.
Probably. What the hell is lemon pepper?
Lemon
It's
and
lemon pepper. It's lemon zest mixed in with pepper.
It's wild.
He worked at WA, bro.
I've been eating lemon pepper since I was a little kid.
Dude, that's what's
you
up.
put some. Oh my goodness.
Lemon pepper chicken?
No, pork chops.
Lemon pepper pork chops.
Way to go. It's
Okay.
beautiful.
All
You
right.
get that shake and bake pork chops.
Yeah.
You do a little bit of those. Do some lemon pepper. You have yourself a meal.
All right.
little shake and bake, son.
I was doing a little cook ski on our flat top the other day. Flat top grill. That was
George
fun.
Foreman?
Mm-hmm.
No.
Mm-hmm.
No.
Yeah. You don't have one?
No.
Cooks both sides. It's beautiful.
Oh
Beautiful.
yeah, you're talking about the grill that Michael Scott grilled his foot in?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's a Blackstone flat top grill.
Very fun to use. You know, I picked up a little knowledge from working in Crabtown too, standing right in front of the cooks and all.
You picked up some knowledge.
Yeah.
You do realize who I am, right?
Yeah, I know, but do you cook? Occasionally.
I'm the grandmaster of flat tops. Son.
Okay, well then get on the flat top more often then.
We don't have nothing to cook.
I like flat top food. Cook on the flat top more.
Give me some sirloins.
Son.
Look.
Can you cook tenderloin?
I'm broke.
Okay, you're not gonna be.
Hell no, I'm not gonna be.
Come the 27th.
Your boy's making
buku
dollars.
Buku
Let's
dollars.
talk. Do you want to talk about that?
I don't really care.
Can you define buku dollars?
Buku dollars is...
Let's give Kenneth a round of applause. He's been working very hard at his career.
You're gonna make me cry.
At the company that he is working at. How long did it take you?
10 months.
Took him almost a year to finally become a part of the company. Really?
What?
He was a part of the company.
Yeah, but
he was a part of the company since day one.
But now it's solid. You're in there. Your name is on the stone wall. You know.
His name was on the stone wall before the stone wall was even built.
No, well, yeah. I mean, I was told today by the chief operations officer that if my company had a book written about it, I would have an entire chapter.
Exactly. So to make a long fucking story short, your boy's making $18.27 now.
You had to just name drop the fuck out of me right there.
Man,
what do you mean?
Somebody's gonna come rob him now.
That's an accomplishment.
That's not common knowledge.
What did you?
How much money I make is not common knowledge.
You said you don't care if we talk about it.
Yeah, you didn't have to go all out.
Listen,
the fuck?
Look,
TOS.
One of the biggest things you'll realize when you start working more, you never discuss salary or wage.
I wasn't even gonna talk about it.
Yeah.
I asked you if you could
all
talk
I
about
said
it.
was
if one of his coworkers who's been there longer in a higher position is making close to or less than,
okay. So do we need to stop the episode here or
no?
No.
Fuck it.
Oh, okay.
Just bleep that out.
I don't even know if we can do that.
Okay, listen. My apologies. Shouldn't have said that. Moving on.
Max, you're fired. Get out of here.
Damn. But no, seriously though, that is a big deal. That's a congratulations, you know.
Well, thank you. I think it's pretty great. I mean, I freaking love that place.
I love it too. You know.
Yeah.
If it makes Casey happy, it makes me happy.
I love you. So what?
Well, I don't know. I was gonna jump straight into. I need to ask an opinion on something.
Okay.
How do you guys feel when a girl calls a guy daddy? Not Poppy, but daddy. Because in my mind, Poppy is okay, but daddy.
Why?
Is
it's
not
the same
okay.
thing, just in Spanish.
Because it, like, when you listen to like old school rap, they always say Poppy. I feel like, so I feel like it's earned its credit. But like, 10 years from now, if I have if I happen to have a girl and she calls me daddy, the word's ruined for me.
Yeah.
Like I'm gonna have to tell my daughter, call me Nick, call me bro, call
Pops.
me your dude. Yeah.
Papa. I call my dad Pops.
Okay, well, I've never called our father daddy, so.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't even think the girls ever called him daddy.
No, I don't think so.
It's not a guaranteed thing to happen, but like, it does.
Yeah.
You watch it. Little kids are impressionable. If they watch a movie and they say daddy, they're gonna.
It doesn't bother me personally.
It's just a weird concept to me.
Yeah, it's a weird concept because like.
I'm not your father.
I'm not your father. Yeah, I don't know.
I don't
it's
know.
never really been weird to me. I mean, many people have called me daddy over the years.
Whoa, okay, whoa, dude, whoa. Wow.
I'm talking about people I work with.
Even
at Jersey Mike's.
That's different. Like
daddy or daddy-o or.
Daddy.
I mean, like.
You look at me, you said daddy.
Well, because it's just daddy.
I'm not saying like if you call your friends or something like that, you're doing it in an ironic way, that's one thing.
Yeah.
But like if I'm getting down and dirty and she goes, "What do you want to do, Daddy?" I'm gonna be like,
Go to
"Nothing
church."
now."
Nothing now.
I'm gonna take my ass to church. Thank you very much.
Right.
No, yeah. I don't know. Yeah, it's never really bothered me, but that does bring up a really funny story.
Mm-hmm.
The whole daddy thing.
Okay.
We went fishing in Colombia. Lord Pecos was there.
Okay. Yeah.
And with KXXY
KXXY CTZ.
Yeah, you know what I'm talking about.
I know who you're talking about, but
Yeah,
that did not equal.
It was Lord Pecos, KXXY CTZ, myself, and Max. That was it, right?
Yes.
So we were
It's
out
just the four
fishing.
of us.
We were out fishing in Colombia, and it was 4 dudes that showed up, and there was 1 girl. And they were down on the rocks, like where we were fishing at. You can walk down the hill and then get on the rocks, and then you can fish in the water. So they were down there on the rocks, and I don't even know if they had a fish. They did have a fishing pole. They had 1 fishing
They had
pole
1 or 2
between the 5 of them. And we were struggling to catch fish pretty much all day. They showed up, they threw it in the water, and they snagged a trout. And they pulled it in, and they were like, I remember one of them said that they didn't know what it was. And then the girl just starts yelling out, "Daddy."
How old is this?
The
girl?
older lady?
They're like it wasn't. They were like teenagers.
No, they weren't.
Yeah, they were. Or
Well,
young adults.
For
in their
one
20s.
thing, the one dude had a 30 rack of beer, so yes,
So they were young adults.
They were very drunk.
So they were young adults.
Yeah.
But she started yelling at Daddy. All 4 of them motherfuckers responded.
What?
All of them.
You missed the part where it's the fish is clearly a trout. It's obvious that it's a trout. The dude pulls out of the water. Like, "We got a smallmouth bass." I'm like,
Oh,
that's
yeah, he
not a
did,
bass,
yeah.
dude.
If you're into fishing and you know the difference between a trout and a smallmouth bass.
That was funny.
That was probably. I don't think that was people who are into fishing.
Mm.
It sounds like it was probably people who found the fishing pole.
And they were definitely
Yeah.
drunk. They had a 30 rack of beer, and all 4 from her daddy.
So, but when they responded, when they all responded, was it like, yeah, haha?
They all
what
just
do you
turned
want?
around.
They all
Nah.
just turned around and acknowledged
It
her.
was like just like
Synchronized turnaround. What's up?
that's
Right.
weird.
Yeah.
It'd be
And we
one
were-
thing if they were all just joking around, like taking the role of daddy, but yeah, that's
It was strange.
That was
It
goofy.
was strange. I caught a bag limited trout that day. That was a good day.
But yeah, no, I don't know. The daddy thing never really.
I can't. Well, I've never been called daddy, so I can't
Just
say.
text somebody and be like, "Hey, can you call me daddy?" I'm asking
Yeah,
for a
let me
friend.
just. Yeah,
Can you just call me daddy one time?
just to see how it feels.
that's not the same thing though, because I'm asking for it. In a not serious manner.
Well, you see, the thing is, it's not like it happens to me that often, but it's just kind of like, you see it on Twitter, you see it when you watch like movies, you see it everywhere, and it's kind of like getting to the point where it's like, even if people aren't calling me daddy, if I have a little child who calls me daddy, like, I'm gonna just feel uncomfortable. Whether it's because of who said it to me and who hasn't, or not. It's because I just know what the word's about now.
That's so interesting because I've never even imagined having a child that calls me daddy, how that would make me feel weird.
Well, I don't know, it's like you ever, you hear a certain thing, and it's like no matter, like you hear a certain word, no matter what context it's used, it can bring up something. Like it's almost like PTSD in a less serious way.
Yeah.
But like, I don't know, because I saw somebody talking about it on Twitter the other day, and it's something that I've given thought to before, but since then I've been shook. Like, I don't know. It's been throwing me bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nick got shook over the word daddy.
No, it was, so I saw the tweet, and it was like, my child is gonna have to call me by my first name. And I was thinking, I was like, yeah, I was like, I think I would have to do the same thing.
Hey Nick,
Yeah.
can I get $5? Nick, That's like you're a stepdad. That's
Yeah, but I mean, like,
They could just call you like.
I feel like the daddy phase for little kids is only like really probably like anywhere from toddler to like 6 years old. Like by the time it's
one
like
would
they're
think, yes.
I guess if you were like really into it, if you were really into the whole daddy thing, it would get weird if like. So let's say you're married and you have a kid, right?
And she's still calling you.
And your wife says go to daddy. That might get a little weird.
Why? Why is that weird?
Because then it's your wife's calling
your
you
wife
daddy.
is the same one who's gonna call you daddy.
Go to your daddy. Go to daddy.
Yeah.
Go to your daddy. That's not weird to me.
But your wife, if anybody, hopefully at that point, she's the only one calling you that in the sense of. You know.
Yeah.
So, for her to just turn on and off like that, for the same word, I don't think it's possible.
Oh, okay, all right, okay.
I don't know. It probably wouldn't bother me though. I'd probably be chill.
Hopefully by the time I have kids, I have already long forgotten about this whole thing. Because the whole fad of calling your boyfriend daddy is slowly dying out, slowly but surely.
Yeah.
So hopefully by then I don't even think about it, but like
I don't really like publicly calling your significant other daddy, like on Twitter.
no.
I follow this girl. She posts pictures of her boyfriend on like her Instagram story all the time, and it says daddy.
Yeah, no.
And I'm like, well, okay, you could have left that out. Just saying.
Yeah.
Like
Definitely.
It's one thing if you're joking around. Excuse me. If you're just like, my daddy bought me this. Yeah, I don't know, something in a joking sense, then that's cool. That's whatever. But if you're like real life, like that's instead of like babe, sugar, honey, whatever you want to say, if you just throw all those 200 plus, there's endless other terms you can use.
Yeah.
When you choose daddy.
Yeah. I want to know where it originated from.
People with father issues?
Probably. That's a touchy subject though. That's hard
What,
to
daddy
touch.
issues?
Yeah.
What are daddy issues?
I mean, you just
What are they?
like either an abusive father, or you were just never around.
Okay.
Something like
That's
that.
what I assumed.
Yeah, because I was reading into like why people say that, because it's like usually the dad wasn't around, or he was abusive, or just not a good parent in general, and then there's like a psychological thing where basically you're always like looking to replace that, so that's why like girls go to people who are similar to their fathers if they had issues like that as a child.
Did you just Google the word daddy?
He did. That is most definitely on Google right now.
The oldest, best, or biggest example of something.
What?
The daddy of all potholes.
The granddaddy, yeah.
Or one's father.
Oh, okay. That's
I love
what
the
was
or
looking
one's
for.
father.
So,
Be like, yeah,
Either or.
I mean, if you switch daddy with Papi Chulo, then it would be cool.
there's
Exactly.
there's a film called Daddy that came out in 2017.
There's a video game
A
called
video
Daddy?
game called
Publisher
Daddy.
Cheesecake? What?
Yep.
I can't read that part. Today's August 21st, so
What is this?
by the time you listen to this, you might have already seen me in glasses, but I ordered some. They're on the way. I'll be seeing 2020 in the next few days.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
But this
So-
is probably going to go up today.
I know.
Okay.
I'm just saying, but somebody might find this a month from now. I don't know.
So remember Gangnam Style guy, Psy?
Psy?
Yeah.
Psy?
He made a song called Daddy, Psy Daddy. The lyrics are quite strange. It's
Whoa.
like a bunch of
Have you ever listened to Psy?
No,
Period.
no. But here's one little piece. I got it from my daddy. Line. I got it from my daddy. Line. I got it. I got it.
Is this your boy?
Hey, where'd you get that body
Is this your
from?
boy?
I got it from my dad.
Yeah,
Dad.
Apparently that's my bro right there.
Daddy. I got it from my dad.
Look, the way you're making
Dad,
the way you're
dad.
saying it makes me really weirded out. I got it
strange-
from my daddy. Dad.
It's a strange song.
You sound like you have something wrong with you.
Nah, I'm good.
Sounds like you have daddy issues. Dude, there's a GoFundMe page that's actually out there that was created to help me find my dad.
For you?
Yeah.
Help you find your dad?
Yeah.
I didn't know Papi Cholo stood for Pimp Daddy.
You didn't know that?
Nah. That's funny.
Why is this man on Google duty?
Dude, I don't know, man.
I'm always on Google duty.
I was in tears last night when I was watching the podcast from yesterday, and this man was looking up the dude in Arkansas. Is that where it was?
Oh,
The
Baphomet.
statue?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. And then he like didn't want that on the screen, so instead of just exiting out on Google, going to the homepage, he types in hi.
He types in hi. Yeah, you know what? I didn't even think about that. He literally just could have exited out. Nah.
Hey, man, I wanted to. Yeah, never mind. I
Call
wanted
back.
to keep the tab open, but I could have just made a new tab and then exit out of that one.
There's so many things you could have done.
Other than typing in hi, sure,
Yeah.
but you know, I found out the origin of the word hi at least. You know, 1862, or originated from the Native Americans. Probably derived from the word hey.
Probably. Unconfirmed.
Unconfirmed.
You know, like, I feel like I learned the word hi before I learned the word hey when I was younger. So I always assumed hey was slang.
Yeah, because when you're talking to a baby, all you say is hi.
Yeah.
Hi.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't
Yeah.
say you don't say hey.
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 Hey. What the fuck you doing? Hey.
Can we talk about drug tests?
Sure.
How'd yours go? You passed?
That's probably the only test I can pass.
What?
I can know without a shadow of a doubt I will pass.
You can pass a hearing test.
What'd you say?
Shut the hell up. First of all,
Maybe I
tell you something.
I did kind of fuck my ears up in high school
Yeah.
from listening to music too loud. My eyes are complete shit.
you know the leading cause of like losing your hearing isn't actually from listening to music too loud.
What is it?
It's all of the baby boomers. Their big thing when they were like growing up was convertibles. So it'd be the wind whipping past your ears so much. So like baby boomers, like the reason like most old people are deaf nowadays isn't because you just kind of naturally start to lose your hearing. I mean that definitely helps it, but it's mainly from riding convertibles too much.
Yeah, because I listen to music very loudly as well, and I took a hearing test at the Coast Guard, and hearing was perfectly fine.
Yeah.
My hearing's not as good out of my right ear as it is my left.
Well, your left ears, you always have your window down, and you're always sort of
But
sitting on the.
He just said his right ear wasn't as good as his left.
You just
I
said the
just
opposite.
said my right ear is not as good as my left.
Oh, listen. Oh, no.
You know that's because when you're leaning your left ear out the window, because you sit like this, apparently out the window, it hurts your right ear more.
Do you
Did you not see what
Do you
Max
use
just
your
said?
left hand or
He
your
said-
right hand?
My left hand.
Oh,
Switch.
When I
so
used
then-
to do a smunk, I would use my
left hand.
right hand.
Smunk.
Right hand, whatever.
What's a smunk? I like to switch when I drive. Like,
I don't.
See, when you drive a manual,
No.
you
Driving,
feel like a bat. Sheesh.
driving,
Jeez Louise.
driving for me is like my phone's in my right pocket, and my wallet's in my left. Like, it feels weird to use my right arm.
See, when you drive a manual, you usually only have one hand on the wheel.
Yeah, it's always the left.
It's always the left hand, because that would be weird.
yeah.
But driving a manual, so satisfying. I drove all the way down to Crownsville and back. That
For
was
your dick
fun.
appointment?
Nah.
I thought you were gonna say like a
Wait a minute, what is
3-hour,
today?
4-hour drive.
Is today Wednesday?
Are you missing your dick
Is
appointment?
today Wednesday? It's
No,
Tuesday.
it's Tuesday.
Woo!
Okay.
Almost could have missed my dick appointment, guys. I don't want to go to that.
You know.
Are you juicing? You gonna burn it? You gonna burn it, baby boy?
I don't know, like, when, yeah, it's starting to run low. I don't know when
Yeah.
to refill.
When it tastes like a campfire, just fucked your throat. That's when you.
It's
Yeah.
not there yet, but
If
it's
you can taste it getting there, then.
yeah.
I guess that
pull
brings
it
us
off.
brings us to the usual plug.
Oh, there we go. We in a vape shop.
Yeah.
Shout out.
Shouts, baby.
What do you
Same-
have here?
same
What do you
thing as
vaping
That's
on?
yesterday.
Sad Boy.
Sad boy.
It tastes like those shortbread cookies with the strawberry in the middle.
Alright.
I'm not a big fan of the Sad Boy, to be honest.
I like it.
I like your green apple
I can't
more.
even. I don't even
It's
know.
fruit. That's fruity. I was doing fruity for mucho long time though.
Gotta put more than that on it.
I know. I'm not good. This is my first time, but I've seen it happen before.
You can squeeze the bottle.
I am. I just, knowing me, I'm gonna squeeze and, it's gonna erupt. Oop, I just tried to turn the thing, but I turned a little non-twisty. Anybody listening to this who doesn't know what I'm using right now is gonna be like, what?
Out of context? Yeah.
A little vape ski going on.
Is this good?
Yeah, man.
Alright.
But yeah,
Oh,
B&M
fine,
Vape
man.
Shop. Hit them up.
Sponsor the podcast.
Sponsor the podcast. What's his
Have
name?
you-
Not gonna name
I'm
drop.
not
never mind.
shouting the fucking owner. I'm
Yeah.
not name dropping the owner.
Yeah, you're right.
Matt's got to talk to him. And then he's probably going to want to listen. And he's going to be like, damn, this shit rocks.
That
And then
smells
he's
so
gonna be like,
yummy.
Come on, guy.
That's making me hungry for cookies.
This?
Yeah, just smelling it.
It is.
No, we got a thing at 7. I forgot about that.
It's only 5. Oh, shit. All right. Yeah, well, it's okay. Wait, we haven't even, barely even gotten into our topics.
What do you have at 7?
Our cousin is going to college in Waynesburg. She's going to Waynesburg University tomorrow. So, congratulations to her. Big shout because
Gonna do a little send-off party.
because
right?
she is the first. I mean, Phoebe and I, we both go to community college, but
this is
she's
a
the first person in our family
Unity,
to.
a university.
She's the first person in our family to make it to a university. So, shouts to her. And good
Second
luck.
person will be our other cousin,
Yeah, Court.
Courtney.
She's what is that this fall also?
Yes. I think they might be going the same day. I'm not too sure.
Okay, well.
So you guys are just playing favorites? Only gonna one, not the other, sending off?
I have not heard anything. So I mean, what are we supposed to do?
I don't know.
They gotta tell us if something's happening before we just show up places.
Yeah.
I feel you. Surf Thugs just followed me on Twitter.
Nice. That's solid.
Yeah. What topics?
Anime people?
Oh,
Did we already talk about that?
No.
So Nick is a avid anime watcher.
Don't say it like that, because then somebody's gonna come ask me questions. I'm gonna be like, "What the hell are you talking about?" I've watched the very basics: Dragon Ball, Naruto, My Hero, all that.
My Hero Academia.
Yeah.
I've watched
Avatar: The Last Airbender.
by
And
far
Avatar.
the best anime. Don't care what you say. Cowboy Bebop can take a hike.
I second. I'm not huge into anime. In fact, I haven't watched anime. I mean, I watched Naruto with you and Isaiah like once, and
You watch Pokemon.
I
like all
shit
of
the
Pokemon.
bed because it took like an hour just to get one fight over.
But you see them. I don't
The
know where they
character
are
development
now.
is huge though. in
Yeah,
that show.
and like, I don't want to spoil anything for you guys.
Where am
but
I?
like,
I'm
Naruto, it starts to pick up, and it takes, well, like, up until the last arc, which you're far from,
far from.
stuff kind of, like, picks up a lot more quickly.
Last episode I watched, it is like the final exam day for the Chunin exams.
Alright.
Like Naruto, he summoned the frog, the huge ass frog. There's the pervy sage, went through that already.
Jiraiya.
So it's like final exam day. He doesn't know what I'm talking about.
No,
I don't know what you're talking about
I
either.
definitely
What?
wouldn't be opposed to watching though. I just gotta have the time to sit down and watch.
The other Hokage meets with the Leaf Village Hokage, and
The Kazekage?
Kazekage.
Yeah, there's only
What the fuck are you
so.
guys, what is this fucking?
Oh, there's
There's-
one Hokage and there's Kazekages of
Yeah,
each.
there's
Okay.
no, there's different Kages. The Kage is like the leader of the village, basically.
Okay, so the Kazekage from the Sand Village
Yeah,
goes to the Hidden
Yeah.
Leaf Village.
and they all have different names depending. Like Kazekage is just the Sand Village.
Yeah.
If I was in an anime, I'd want my name to be Slutty Boy.
Yeah. Is that the best thing you could come up with?
Well, yeah. What am I? What is it supposed to be?
Any.
Kachinga. All right, fine. If I'm in an anime, my name is my name is Kachinga.
Kachinga of what village?
But then you see, the
Salt
villages
Lake.
is only like certain things, man. There's so many things wrong with what just happened. I just want you to know that.
Are you
Well,
talking about
it's
in
like-
Naruto, in the Naruto
No.
universe?
No, I'm talking about like the anime characters, like with the exception of Dragon Ball and a handful of others, it's pretty much all like real Japanese names.
Mm-hmm.
But like Dragon Ball, most of theirs, like
Are completely out the ass, like, made up?
no, they're all plays on different things.
Oh.
So like, so Goku is that means basically it means God. So he's like God, and then there's Kami, which is like God too. But then you have like Bulma's family. They're all named after different types of underwear. Bulma, Dr. Briefs. I forget her sister's name and her mom's name, but they're all different types of underwear. And then like Gohan, like that means food. So like they all just have weird names and like
names that just
Vegeta-
simply don't make sense.
yeah, and all of the Saiyan names in Dragon Ball are from different types of food. Like Goku's real name, his Saiyan name is Kakarot, carrot. Vegeta, vegetables.
I had no.
Dude,
Yeah.
what? How
that
deep
simple?
into this lore did you go?
Well, I mean, like Dragon Ball was my thing when I was younger, so like I know a decent amount about it. But I mean, that's just kind of common knowledge if you're a fan of the show. And then like the Namekians, they're all different instruments, like Piccolo,
That one's easy.
Dende. I don't know. I don't really even have the time to think of more. But yeah. So yeah.
Yeah.
But then like Naruto, like I mean, except for his name, everybody in that show is just basically actual Japanese names. Like Naruto is just the little chip that you put in ramen.
What? The chip that you put in ramen?
It's like a little fish thing. It's like the
I
little
had
white
fish-
with the
he
swirl.
little
loves
fish cookie thing?
He loves ramen too.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, you find out more about that in Shippuden.
Fish cake. That's what it's called.
Yeah.
It's called a fish cake.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know a Filipino chick that doesn't like fish cakes.
That's weird. That's very specific too.
When I was watching it, and I learned the whole like plan that the Sand Village has and the other villages, I was like mind blown. That was wild when I found all that out.
You haven't seen anything yet though. That's the
I really
crazy thing.
haven't. I'm on like episode 57, I think.
Don't even
Out of what, 500.
once you
That's the only reason I would watch that show, because it fucking never ends.
you see, I feel like the reason I don't know what you're talking about is because you're probably into the filler. I skipped all of the filler.
There's a lot of
Yeah. I
Is it
would-
all on Netflix?
No.
all of
All
the
of regular
original Naruto is
Shippuden, it's on Crunchyroll, it's on Hulu.
Crunchyroll. Gotta watch ads though.
Yeah. Man, Netflix is bringing ads too.
Dude, let's talk about that. I was gonna say, why? They are becoming the thing they swore to destroy,
They're
as
well,
the great
see,
Obi-Wan would say.
And Mom said it's because it's gonna keep our membership prices down, which they were trying to increase them.
Yeah.
It's because I don't want to interrupt you, but the thing is, this is really bothering me because Netflix does have some good original series. I won't front, but they're not cheap to make.
No,
Like I think
they're not like toothpaste ads, right? They're ads for their own shows, right?
for the most part.
Okay.
But the thing is, it's like they're spending all this money putting in originals, and it's like, I remember when Netflix first became a thing, like they were beating out like Redbox and all that.
I mean,
Because-
the originals are really good.
Not all of them, but I mean there are some good ones on
Well,
there.
like Stranger Things,
Yeah.
Peaky Blinders.
Yeah, they have some good stuff.
Peaky fucking blinders.
But if they like, I feel like if they invested more money into like
Bringing
streaming
new
stuff
shows.
again,
Yeah.
because like Hulu is definitely, in my opinion, beating them when it comes to having like really good TV shows.
Well, they
on
do
there.
got like Hulu has Game of Thrones, don't they?
No, that's HBO.
Oh, I thought Hulu.
HBO, I've only seen 2 shows on HBO that I actually like, but I'm not paying for HBO right now. Game of Thrones, and unfortunately, when the next season comes out next year, it's the last one.
Really?
Yeah. Game of Thrones and then Ballers.
Is it good? That has Dwayne.
Ballers is really good.
Rock the Dwayne Johnson.
Yes, that is a very good show. The concept is just amazing. It's like, I think it was like produced by Mark Wahlberg. It's great.
Are we just gonna ignore that he said Rock the Dwayne Johnson?
I was planning on it.
Hey man.
Yeah, but I don't know. TV's kind of going downhill. I mean, they got that new. Did you ever watch Sons of Anarchy?
I haven't finished it, but I watched most of it.
They got a spin-off that airs September 4th called
remember
Mayans. That's gonna be a badass show.
Does it take place in Mayan time, or is that like
No.
the gang name Mayans?
The MC name is Mayans.
Oh, okay.
So in Sons of Anarchy, there was so their MC name that was Sam. It was Sam Crow.
Yeah.
That was their MC name, and so then
Sam Crow?
they were Northern California, and Southern California's MC was the Mayans. So there's like a whole bunch of different MCs.
Yeah.
So now they got a spin-off with the Mayans and Vinny Rock's on it. So I can't wait for that. But that's probably it. I mean, there's that, and then
That's like the gang name. before you
Master of Symphony, that's what it is.
Master of Ceremonies.
Ceremony, darn it, damn it.
Yep.
Fuck.
I thought that water that just ran down through the pipe, I thought that was part of the song. I was like, that's super relaxing.
Nope.
Nick just listens to water sounds when he goes to bed.
Nope, sorry.
You know what, Ben?
Someone just took a shit.
Before bed, lately I've been watching a lot of those like satisfying videos.
Yeah.
And
You fall down a rabbit hole, dude, watching
Yeah.
those things.
Yeah.
And then you end up on the Spanish Vine channel. Like, what?
That's never happened to me.
Oh.
Okay, but wait a second. Hold on, Instagram. Instagram, I have a question. Why is it on my Explore page? I'll look at. Okay, let's say I see a meme, right? A flat Earth meme. How come you send me down this rabbit hole and 6 memes in, I'm looking at Spanish memes that don't make sense?
Yes, it happens.
Why?
I don't know. I
Even
have no clue.
on the Explore page recently, I've been seeing people that I went to school with. I've been finding their profiles.
Yeah.
On that's weird too, because I
Yeah.
never used to see that. It was all memes.
That's weird.
Like if you find a video of Post Malone, and then like the next 40 videos are of Post Malone.
Yeah, it's
now
very,
it's like-
it's very what you see is like my problem is you don't always enjoy the content that you're looking at,
No.
and that's something that they can't filter that because they can't step into your mind and be like, oh, he likes this, he doesn't like that. All they can do is recommend off of what you've looked at.
Yeah.
So if you interact with something,
Just bring back MySpace, dude.
no.
Yes.
MySpace apparently has like a
Bring-
lot of monthly users still though.
Bring back Tom Anderson, dude.
Probably 'cause MySpace don't give a fuck.
Bring back
MySpace,
Vine.
MySpace
You've got
didn't
all
fuck
these.
with
You've got
timelines,
all these social
didn't
media.
didn't censor people for whatever they said.
That thing, the whole censor thing, it was kind of funny watching who got suspended and who didn't. But I feel like the whole thing is kind of, it's a tricky thing to do, because no matter which side you're on politically, like, because you can't censor, like extreme conservatives without censoring extreme liberals.
Mm-hmm.
But that was like the biggest complaint that Twitter, because Twitter was going and they were at first just censoring, or they would give like checks to like extreme conservatives, which I'm not gonna say where I fall, but whether you agree with it or you don't, doing that, the other side is gonna start attacking it, and then this side is gonna start defending it, and that whole thing just kind of turned like the people ruined that one. Like that was a fault of the people, because too many people were complaining about too many things. So it was like, you know what, everybody's getting shut down.
Sure.
Yeah, I think they just said fuck it and picked Alex Jones. Because Alex Jones is neither. But
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
man, they really did him dirty. You know, it was like 3 o'clock in the morning when they decided to take his shit down. How like
Alex Jones is a wacky guy. For all we know, he was up at 3 o'clock in the morning,
But
talking.
he's not
to,
even the worst.
talking to
No,
whoever,
he's
being
not.
like, "I got dirt on you
He's
so
not even.
bad."
You can
And then they shut
literally,
him down.
you can go on YouTube and you can find conspiracy theorists that are 10 times worse than
yeah.
his.
But
That's
like,
why it's like. That's why I feel like this dude had to have been doing something right for somebody.
yeah.
You know what I mean? Like for you to go at somebody that hard and to delete their shit off YouTube, off Twitter. Oh no, he didn't get deleted off Twitter, and the Twitter CEO is getting heat for that because he didn't censor him. But off Instagram, off YouTube, off Facebook, and if you're gonna do all of this at the same time at 3 o'clock in the morning, all these different companies, you gotta be doing something right. I feel like.
Yeah.
Like, he's got to be doing something that is so polarizing, and it's got to be something that these big companies don't want people to see. Like, whether or not I would listen to Alex Jones sometimes because
He's wacky.
he's a funny dude. He was talking about Hollywood and pedophiles, and he said that we are in a civil war against pedophiles who are their brains are being controlled by vampires.
Yeah, but the thing is, like, I'm not pulling sides, but when he, when he was having, the big thing with custody for his kids, or his one kid, I don't know how many he has, but, the judge was, like, using his videos, and he was like, I'm a personality. He was like, that's not actually me. He was like, I just do it for the views. Which makes sense because he's pretty far out there.
Yeah.
But at the same time, like, I feel like it's not him you should be worried about. It's the people who listen to some of his stuff and go, yeah, that makes complete sense.
Yeah. Okay.
Like the frogs are turning, like they're
The
putting something
fluoride in the water
to-
turning the
yeah.
frogs gay.
Yeah, like that whole thing, like,
If you believe that, yikers.
I didn't watch it, so, like, I only saw the part where he's screaming, we're turning the frogs gay. But, like, you know, unless he had so much proof and concrete, solid, no arguing, that's just straight up facts.
The thing
But if you
is,
just
some
took it-
things he says is like, it's maybe you don't believe it, but it makes you a little skeptical as to whether or not. Like,
yeah, but with the people that are in this world now, you can't really say shit like pick up an assault rifle and overthrow the government.
Yeah.
Like that. Those are the things he was saying before he got taken down. Like real radical, insane things that people will do. Someone who follows Alex Jones hardcore, if Alex is like, this is happening and this is what we have to do, so go get a gun and get ready. There's people that'll do that.
Yeah. The thing is, too, it's like, I feel like a lot of people people take stuff like they look at the first layer and say, okay, this is all I need. But like when you dive into a lot of stuff, like people read a news headline and not read the full story or not look into other things to make sure they're getting the truth. They'll just see like the headline of this is happening, and then people freak out. Like Jim Carrey posted about that missile that Yemen, they like shot a missile at a bus filled with kids or something like that, and somebody quoted and was like, why am I finding out from Jim Carrey that America bombed a bus filled with kids? And it was like, we sold them the missile, which I'm not saying we were right or wrong in that sense, but everybody saw the tweet of America shot them and then saw the picture and didn't even take 2 seconds to think about it, and they were like, oh my god, we just shot a missile. America shot the missile.
But
like,
America just sold them the missile and then they shot it.
yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So it's like, I mean, I'm not going to get into the point of who's right and who's wrong, but people take too much stuff like that and then say, yeah, this is
without
the truth.
even like thinking about it, they take it too seriously.
Yeah, because I mean, like, if
with
you,
things like that, you gotta research.
Yeah.
You gotta
In the age
know
of
for
Twitter-
yourself.
In the age of Twitter, fact checking does not
Yeah.
exist.
But
No.
that's the problem because Twitter is set up. It's a microblog, like that's what Twitter is. So it's really like it's turned into something else, like how we use Twitter nowadays. But before, like what Twitter was basically to put quick facts or just quick information out there, not really like how it is now, where people are tweeting out to put stuff to articles. Like, I don't know about you guys, but 9 times out of 10, if I get on Twitter and somebody tweets like a headline and it's linked to an article, unless it's something that just catches me that hard, I'm not taking the time to read the article. So
Yeah,
like,
but and then in that sense, because I'm guilty of doing it, reading a headline and just being like, "Well, that's fucked," but I won't tweet about it.
no. And I'm not gonna use that headline as my basis for if I'm gonna talk about it. That's like
You
the
can't use a headline as a basis for
Yeah.
a whole argument.
yeah,
Yeah.
because it's like you can't judge a book by its cover, basically. Because like you can read like you'll see something, it'll say so and so had this, like they had a weapon in their house. Like, somebody who did something crazy. Like, I can't think of an example off the top of my head, but you'll see they had a weapon in their house. And you're like, oh, so they're this or they're that. But then if you read into it, it'll be like they had a handgun locked in a safe
Right.
in the basement,
Yeah.
in its own separate room. So it's like all you see is they had a weapon, and for all you know, the weapon could be sitting right up here on the shelf, or it could be in a safe, or I don't
Yeah.
know. Like, I feel like it's hard to talk about without a live example, but people will just see, oh, he had a weapon, he must be dangerous.
I mean, I read an article. It was like there was a picture of a kid, and it was like police officer shoots would-be rapist in the face, right? So that's not exactly what the article was. The headline was similar. So they used
Yeah.
a picture of a child and said would-be rapist, right? So 15 years from now, when this child is a grown-ass man and then rapes somebody and a cop shoots him in the face, that's the actual story. That this 30-year-old dude shot a dude in the face because he raped somebody. It wasn't this kid raped somebody and then the cop shot him in the face.
Yeah, that's the problem too
That's
with the headline.
that's the purpose of headlines, though.
Yeah.
They're supposed to.
They're
That's
supposed
why I
to
don't
draw
watch the
you
news
in.
anymore.
Yeah, that's my problem with the news. Both sides, like, no matter if you're liberal or conservative, both news headlines, or like all the major ones, like Fox, CNN, all of them, all they do is like they only give you little pieces to like portray their message, because they want you to think like them. But they also, they want the views, they want the money to come back to them. So they'll say something super wacky that's gonna get you to be like, oh, I have to watch this. And then also like they'll pull the most oddball extremists and interview them.
Mm-hmm.
And like I saw it, it was CNN, and they pulled some like extremist, probably a white supremacist, and was interviewing him. And people are gonna say, "Oh, this is what conservatives are like." And I don't want to pull sides, but it's like, you can be, like, just saying you're a conservative, you can be very extreme, or you can just be like somewhere in the middle, just a little more conservative.
Yeah.
So you can't assume.
You can be a
Just by the
conservative and
word.
not be an Alex Jones.
Yeah, basically.
Alex
whatever.
Jones is not conservative.
You know what I mean, though.
You can't. It's more like a white supremacist, basically. I
So
feel
that
that'd be a better
is-
example.
That's why I just hate it. I just hate it.
Yeah.
That's why I hate, because this is never going to be a political podcast. Ever.
Yeah.
This is just one topic. But
Yeah,
this
I feel like I pulled it too far. I'm sorry.
No, you're good. But it's like, I don't know. That's just why I don't like. This is why I don't fucking like the news. Because like there was a rally in D.C. last weekend for the white supremacists,
Yeah.
right? And it's like, I'm white and I don't fuck with that shit.
Yeah.
No. No,
And it sucks because the way that today works, you can be white, you can be conservative, but to anybody else, to someone who is just as extreme on the left side as someone on the right side is, just because you're white and a conservative, it automatically makes you a white supremacist.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I don't fuck. And then like, I don't know. I just don't fuck with it.
No, definitely.
And I saw what you were looking at there. And
Oh yeah, I pulled up. I googled.
Oh, by the way, that's sketchy as fuck.
Yeah, this
That
is
means
creepy.
they have a mouse tracking software on there.
That's a little creepy.
So,
Oh,
yeah,
it follows the whole way.
yeah, they got a mouse tracking script running on that website.
Yeah,
Okay.
and for anybody listening, Max is moving the mouse around, and there's some lady who's just watching the mouse move around the screen.
Like wherever my mouse
Yeah,
is,
if you
that's
see
where her eyes
like
go.
if you see that shit, don't type in any passwords because they you can they make
It says download this resource for free too.
yeah they make softwares where it tracks your mouse movements and your clicks, and it just
This one
Runs
seems
it.
this seems a little bit more safe than most, though. I will say
Yeah.
that.
So I googled. We were talking about Alex Jones and why he got torn down from all of his platforms. You said something about overthrowing the government.
which is we completely have the right.
And
to
I
do.
was thinking, like, I'm pretty sure we have a legitimate right to do that, and it is in the Declaration of Independence. It says
Independence.
Independence.
that whenever any form of government becomes destructive of these ends being inalienable rights, right to secure a government institute among men, things like that, it is the right of the people to alter or abolish and to institute a new government, laying
Yeah.
its foundations on such principles of said in the Declaration. So fundamentally and on a piece of paper, we are allowed to do such things.
It's really fragile.
Yes.
Yeah. But that was also made when we were a much weaker government, where things could have went, like, not to take this in a political way, but things could have went super wacky, super quick way back when.
Things could have
Right.
went super wacky, super quick even now.
They still
but-
can, for sure.
But so, if I can be as neutral as possible for this topic, I think a lot of people get, because when those school shootings were happening and people are like, there's no need for organized militias, right? Well, it says, I believe it says in the Bill of Rights that well organized and regulated militias were allowed to have them, right? Because when the Constitution was made, George Washington's like, yeah, well, I'm only going to be president for so long, but at some point y'all are going to get fucked because of the party system. So that's exactly what's happening.
Yeah.
We're getting fucked because of the party system. So the point of a well organized, well-regulated militia is in the event that we have a president that decides they're going to call martial law at the end of a term, or they're just going to decide to say fuck it and totally go against everything that the Constitution stands for. That is when the organized militias come into play. And then people like to say, well, there's no way that the American people would win because of the military. The military has to back the president, which is also incorrect. In the military, they're not allowed to. For example, when Donald Trump was elected, it was made a big point that Donald Trump goes by two names, Mr. President and Commander-in-Chief. So that's every president. If Hillary Clinton got elected, it was Mrs. President, Commander-in-Chief. That is because when they sign their lives away, when they sign that contract vowing to protect the country, they're not working for the president. They're working for the Constitution.
Yeah.
So in the event that some asshole decides to come into office and think that they're going to change shit, so say for example,
In a much more radical way.
Right?
Hey,
Nice church you got there. It's not yours anymore.
that kind of thing. Like, that wouldn't be okay.
Or any form of genocide or anything
more
like that.
Yeah, it would be more extreme, because the Constitution was made to be changed, that's why they're called amendments. But it would be more of a super radical, we have a whole new system, and it's really more for the government than it is for the people.
If we get a new president and he happens to be communist, that would he is communist at the end of the day. That would be something that you could form a militia over and take back control. There we go, of the government.
I just want to say real quick, I see things are about to really take a political dive, so let's just jump off this.
Yeah, no, it's, yeah.
Not to say that I disagree with you, but I don't want to get into a discussion where people are just stop watching because they're like,
That's true.
I'm tired of politics.
Yeah, and this never a political podcast, but that just means we're not going to sit here for an hour and discuss politics.
Yeah. But I think
because we there's enough politics in the world all day long. We don't need it.
That's true.
The fucking news, they talk about the same shit all day long.
The best way for you to be informed is not to listen to us.
Seriously, even the stuff about the well-regulated militias, don't take my word for it. Go look it up yourself.
Go look it up.
Yeah.
Don't listen to us for sure. If we maybe made your brain tick a little bit, maybe gave you a little idea hey, maybe I want to go look this up. Yeah, sure.
The only thing you should listen to is when we say like and subscribe. Let's get this to 200 million thousand likes.
There you go. 200 million thousand.
Yeah. That should be the name. 200 million thousand likes.
God, I'm not gonna lie. That was a we're not mad at each other, but that was just a tense topic.
Ain't nobody mad.
No,
ain't nobody mad because
we're not mad.
in this, because there's so many people that can't have a conversation with conflicting views. It's sick.
I don't even I feel like we're all on the same page though, which also helped.
Yeah.
But because I wasn't, when I said let's change topic, it's not because I was about to be like, oh, you're an idiot. It was just, I don't know. Because I'm gonna be honest, I was getting a little bit bored of this conversation, just listening to all the politics.
Yeah, it is boring.
Yeah,
it definitely can.
It is boring, but there's no, I have no issues sitting down with some guy who believes in the complete opposite things that I believe in.
If they're not yelling at you, sure.
Yeah.
That is why we are so divided, is because people just can't have conversations.
Yeah.
That's
absolutely.
A conversation is a conversation. An argument is an argument. There's a difference between discussing and arguing.
Absolutely.
If you say I like vanilla ice cream I don't like vanilla ice cream, but I'm not gonna get up and punch you in the face and be like, "You're an asshole."
Yeah.
Stop eating vanilla ice cream.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, that's like I mean, politics are a lot more effective of your day-to-day life than ice cream is. But for me, that's what it comes down to. You feel this way about this, I feel this way about this. Whether we agree or disagree, we're both just enjoying some ice cream.
And if you want to talk about it, then sure, give me your ideas. Tell me why you feel that way. Tell me why you think that this is the way that it is. I can tell you why I feel that.
Change my mind.
But that's the other thing is that there is virtually no point in talking about it because everything is so polarized. You're not changing nobody's mind.
Yeah.
You're not going to change my mind. You're not going to change my mind, and I'm not going to change your mind. So we can have this discussion, but I'm not in this discussion.
If anything, it just makes you both more informed of both.
About how the other side views things.
Yeah. The problem is there though, like, I can say this for both parties, both major parties. Like, even if you're more informed, most people just don't care.
Yeah.
Like, because you can look at facts, you can look at opinions, you can look at anything really and be like, oh well, why is this way then, or blah blah blah. And like some people, I've been in like certain discussions before, whether it's on politics or not, where like I hit people with like some hardcore
hard taco, soft shell taco.
Yeah, like I hit people with some mean facts, and then like they're more informed now, but they don't care. They're just gonna be like, no, you're wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's more than politics. That's kind of how our society.
It's just the way of the road.
But
But now we're in a new, and I've said this before, we're in a new wave of young adults that don't give a shit. I honestly think that a lot of people are just sick and tired of hearing the same shit every day.
Yeah.
I will not watch the news. I will not.
Mom was watching the news yesterday, and for a solid 10 minutes, all they talked about was, and it's tragic, don't get me wrong, it was just nothing but death. Like, lady dies in Florida, father kills wife and 2 children in South Carolina or wherever the fuck.
Because it's like,
for 10 minutes, that's all they talked about. I was like, this is depressing.
I feel like that stuff is kind of like those.
Where are the golden retrievers? Like.
That stuff is definitely like those pimple popping videos where you don't want to watch it. You don't sit down and say, I'm going to watch it. But you start to watch it and you're like, I want to look away. But you just can't.
Yeah.
Because like the thing is they get so many views off of that, like talking about that horrible, depressing stuff. But I don't know. Because like the thing is like at the end of the day, the world is not a bad place.
No. It's really not.
But you look at if you watch the news, no matter who you watch or what you watch,
it makes you think it is.
Yeah,
it definitely makes you think it is.
And it's like it's a good thing because there is a lot of bad out there. There's a lot of just turd pile shit happening, and like you should definitely be involved enough to be like, okay, I want to help fix this. No matter what your views are, you should feel a certain way to get involved. But like when it comes to certain things, like when they just cover like ridiculous stuff, like they found the body dead in the river, like that doesn't make me want to get up and do anything. That makes me want to stay inside and never go near a river.
Plus, to be honest, if I was found dead in a river, I don't want to be on the news.
No.
I would not want to be on the news, and a lot of I don't really know the process and how the news gets a hold of these stories, but I doubt that they go through anybody to make these stories happen.
Because the news is the news, and whatever is the hot information, that's what they're gonna put on their channel.
Yeah. If I was to die in any way that I would want it to be on the news, it would be something like what you talked about the other day.
Dude, barrel rolls into a mountain.
Yeah, Sky King.
That's something I would want them to talk about on the news. Like, I don't know, but like I went like if I had any sort of other death, if I was murdered or something, unless I was murdered in such a cruel way that you need people to talk about it, don't just leave me out of it.
Let me be dead.
Yeah.
Give me back my family, and we'll be good.
That's the problem too. There's a big spotlight because, like, I don't know if you guys have ever had to deal with it, but like dealing with death is, it's a hard thing on the family, on a group of people, and then just having people in your face shoving cameras and mics.
No, it can't.
It's gonna make it 100 times worse.
Yeah, and then on top of that, they like to do, especially for like celebrities, right? Like, when does a celebrity ever get to be a normal person? Like, okay,
once you're famous, pretty much never.
Right. So, but Demi Lovato overdoses on heroin. Man, that's some deep personal shit she's got to go through. Yeah. And she can't even recover without it being all over the internet.
Yeah.
Or someone dies, and
Robin Williams. That's his name.
Someone dies. They've been dead for 3 weeks, and then all of a sudden, the news wants to come out and say it's because he overdosed on like opioids or something. Like, you could have just let it out, and you could have just let this man or whoever die, and not tell the world that he was addicted to opioids.
The problem, like, if you, like, I feel like I understand you have to get views and you have to tell a story for the news and all, but, like, if you hear about somebody's death and you go to their parents, their, spouse, their children, whoever, you shove a mic in their face without even asking, because, like...
I'm smacking the fuck out of you.
Yeah, like, because, like, a documentary on someone's life where they ask deep and personal questions, you sign up for that.
Yeah.
And, you get the permission, but, like...
The thing
you're
is...
just a celebrity and, like, somebody walks up to you and is like, hey, in case you forgot, your husband just died. How you feel?
Yeah.
Like, you're an asshole for asking.
I mean, most of you probably know of Robin Williams. He was a fantastic comedian.
R.I.P.
R.I.P. Dude. He major movies. Jumanji. That's the big one I can remember from. Good Will Hunting.
So many good movies.
He's a fantastic actor. It's unreal.
It wasn't even just that. Robin Williams was...
He was a stand-up comedian.
He was for the people, and it's unfortunate that someone that promoted such positivity couldn't find it in himself.
Yeah, if you don't know, he struggled severely with depression, just his own inner demons. He was a big alcoholic for quite some time. He was never able to get over that, and after he had died,
But here we are bringing up this dude's demons.
Yeah.
Well, everyone.
So that's what I'm talking about. Everyone has them, but he died in 2014. It's been 4 years. Just can't we just leave it as Robin Williams was a fucking badass?
He was absolutely.
Let him ride there.
Yeah.
What I'm bringing him up specifically for is a group of people, a company made a documentary about like him when he first started as like his stand-up comedian phase all the way through the end of his fantastic movie career. And they talk about his highlights, but they mainly focused on his lowlights, and that's on some end it's like, wow, this is real interesting, but on the other end it's like, why can't we just talk about like what he's known for, what he's amazing at, and like let it be with that, because he's all
I feel like there's too many people who want to see the dirt.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, like, I'm gonna be honest with you, when I see somebody who's just happy every day, like, always has a smile on their face, I wanna ask
you wanna know why. How do you do that?
But like, I was actually talking about this with my manager, like, I like to see more than that. Like, I like to know what people are into, stuff like that. Like I was watching an interview with Action Bronson. He was talking about some of his favorite, like the food personalities. They do the shows and all. He said, I think he said word for word, I want to see the shit in their lives. And like, I agree with that. I want to know what makes them cry at night sometimes. But that's what, when you can ask them to their face. If somebody's dead and they had problems, they have problems. We all have it, and just leave it at that. You know,
Because
if you can't ask them themselves, then
It's not your information.
Not,
to know.
It's not worth asking.
Because hopefully at that point, you know, once someone has died, their problems have died with them, and they no longer have to deal with those problems.
Yeah.
So there's no reason that those problems should still exist in this world then.
Yeah. Because it's like it's different. I feel like when their problems or stuff that we're just having a whole negative impact on other people, but like you know, except for your family and stuff, like when it comes to like overdoses and stuff like that, for the most part, that's just kind of your thing. Like if you're going home, like if you're an alcoholic and you go home and beat your family every day, like I'm not gonna just look past that. But you know, if you are a happy person, you're just doing your thing, like that's what I'm gonna look at. If you're a good person, I don't know. That was very ignorant of me. Let's ignore that part.
Not saying that people absolutely have issues and they shouldn't be ignored.
But there's
a time and a place.
That's what internet does though.
That's what everybody wants to put their problems on the internet and then look for reassurance.
It's weird.
Yeah.
It's weird. Hold on. It's weird because internet is sort of two-faced. One face is nothing but highlights. It's like for certain people, it's only the positive things in their life. They never show the behind the scenes of what's going on.
Yeah.
You know, like.
Well, I feel like that's how it should be. Cause like that's how I am. Like I mean, not to say that I'm a very problematic person. Like there's not really things that are tearing me apart on the inside. But like when I get on Twitter and stuff, I just like to put my goofy self out there.
Yeah.
I like to promote my goofiness. But it's like, you know, when you see other people, like when you see somebody who puts like a picture of their dog, and everybody's so excited to see that dog. You know, you get a little happy on the inside. Like, spread that positivity. Like, if you're putting, like, I'm not saying don't look for help if you're having a bad time or if you're sad or
because there is help out there on social media.
Yeah. But if that's, like, what you almost base yourself around, people are going to get a negative image of you.
You shouldn't do that.
And you're just kind of bringing down everybody else's time. Like, I'm not saying ignore the problem.
No,
that's the
don't do
opposite
that.
of what
Don't
I'm
do that.
saying. But it's like
there's good ways and there's bad ways of dealing with it.
Yeah, like there's certain people who go out and they post on Twitter, on Instagram, whatever, and they're like, oh, why can't I find a good guy or find a good girl? Why does everybody hate me? And the problem is with that, like when you keep doing that, you're putting yourself in that mindset where you automatically think, like, nobody likes me, I'm unwanted. And it's like, you know, there's more stuff to that. Like, that's just kind of the small piece of it. But it's like, if I wake up every morning and say, I'm going to tweet how depressed I am.
That's not helping.
That's not helping. That's not helping you, and that's not helping... That's not encouraging anybody around you to reach out.
Yeah,
not at all. Right? Because there's really easy ways. There's really easy ways to help people out.
Yeah.
And and it's something that I do at work.
Saying hi.
Something that I do at work all the time is because I work in a small space with a bunch of dudes, and I don't know what these guys are going through outside of work. We don't talk about it. Yeah. It's not something that you talk about when you're at work.
No.
But there's no reason that you can't walk up to somebody and literally just and make it more than a just like a hey, what's up? Like, how's it going? You literally just walk up to them and be like, hey, what's up? How you living?
Yeah, for sure. There's definitely different ways you can approach it. You can approach it like, all right, let's get this done and over with. Hey man, what's up? Or you could, if you truly care, which if we want a good society, you don't have to love everybody, but you shouldn't hate everybody.
And especially when it comes to things like okay, so like Twitter, you start putting shit out there on Twitter, and it's like you push people away.
Yeah.
It's when it's certain things, right? Like,
Yeah.
I mean, there like I don't see there being any issue with if you see something going on, like someone's posting really depressing shit on Instagram or
Like
on Twitter.
if they're in a if you know the person and they're typically in a good mood, and then they
Yeah.
post something depressing, that warrants you
Yeah.
to be like, hey man, what's up? I know I've done it before. I'm typically a very happy guy,
Yeah.
and I don't post depressing things, but I've been sad before, and I'll put something on Snapchat, and people will be concerned, and you know that's reassurance to me that people do care.
Right,
Yeah.
I'm saying that's all it takes.
But
It's
when-
10 seconds.
but like-
But when you post nothing but depressing things, which I'm sure we all know people who do that,
Yeah.
and you want to go help them, but at the same
They
time
don't
you
even
don't.
take that help.
No,
They
don't
don't.
have
They
the
either
time.
don't take the help or they say, "Thanks, man." The next day they're doing the same thing.
Yeah.
just ask them again.
Yeah.
Just like ask them again, how you living? Really? How you living?
Yeah. Like it's
You're not
not
wrong
it's
at
not
all.
hard like to hold the door for somebody because it's the small things that really like for me. If somebody goes like, you know, I like to try and pick up like what are people into, where they like, you know, because it's like, you know, if your favorite thing in the world is raspberry tea, you know, you have it sitting right here. That's what I thought of it. But it's like if you find out about somebody,
Go get
No.
raspberry
Yeah.
tea.
it's $2. You go in, like, cause
Just acts
To
of
you,
kindness makes everything better.
yeah,
Because
and
then
you never know how people perceive things either. Cause like I try to hold the door for everybody. I've had people who get so excited about it that they're like, "Oh my God, you're so sweet," blah blah. And it's like, you know, to me, I'm just holding the door. Like I'm just letting you in. But to someone else, especially if they've been down, to you, it's like you're noticing them. Like
Yeah.
they feel appreciated.
for sure.
And it's like you never know how people are gonna take things.
And-
Just go the extra step. Just do a little. Like I try and make it my goal to every day do at least 2 or 3 good things for people.
That's a good goal.
Yeah, whether it's something small like holding the door, or whether it's like helping them carry groceries out to
Buying
the car.
your coworker lunch. Or
Yeah. Like I'm not gonna name drop this dude, but I was on vacation in the beginning of July, and I was coming back from the beach because it was in walking distance, and the guy was like, he was standing in the middle of the sidewalk, and he was holding like a big beach chair and all this stuff, and he was an older guy, and he was stood there and was like, "Hey, you need some help?" And he was like, "Oh no, I'm fine." I was like, "Please let me help you." So I helped him out, and he's like, "Yeah." He was like, "I just had open heart surgery like a few months ago," and he's like, "I'm still getting my stamina back up." So like to me, I'm just helping him carry a chair to his car.
But
You
to
know.
him,
Yeah.
like he just had heart surgery. You're helping him out a lot more than you think.
Than what I would think. Yeah. So it's like doing those little things, like, cause I was all giggles about it for probably the next 4 or 5 hours. You know what I mean? Like it makes you feel good when you go out and do such a small thing,
And
and
it
it
like
flips someone's day.
and one act of kindness then makes that person's day, which
Yeah.
then they hopefully do an act
Yeah.
of kindness. It creates
Yeah.
a big ripple effect.
Yeah, like nothing makes me more mad than when somebody does something so simple and they don't get like any sort of like no thank you or anything, because like you don't like some people almost expect that type of stuff.
But
know
you
what I
can't
mean?
expect it though.
No.
You can't do something for somebody and then expect you can't even expect
Because
thank
then
you.
you're doing it for the wrong reason.
Yeah, but no, I mean like as a like so if you hold the door for me, I can't expect you to hold I can't expect everywhere I go somebody hold the door for me.
Yeah.
Because then I'm gonna be arrogant and entitled and I'm not even gonna say thank you. I'm just gonna walk by. You know what I mean? I don't know. That's just me. I feel like appreciate the little things people do for you and try to do little things for other people.
We definitely we need that.
Yeah.
We need that a lot more than I think we realize it.
Yeah, I think it's especially for the older people, because I was listening to a podcast and one of the guys, his father died, and so they were talking about it, and it was a couple guys probably in their 50s were talking about it, and the guy said that one of the things his father talked about the most, and I mean he's an old guy, 80 years old, or 70, 80 years old, and he said one of the things that sucked the most about getting old is that people look through you.
Absolutely.
We're
Reaching a point.
People don't notice that you're there just because you're old, just because you're old, right?
Absolutely.
And it's tough, and I think everybody should make a point to look out for old people. Like, I mean, I get mad at old people all the time because only when they drive. Sometimes it's like, why do you have a license?
Yeah.
But then like, there's no reason that you can't take a old lady's cart at a grocery store.
Yeah.
And take it back to the store, or
like
anything like that.
The thing is too, it's like, if I get mad at you for the driving, I'm not like.
You're gonna stay mad at every old person for the rest of your life.
Except for that lady that ran over that turtle, because you should have seen it.
Oh yeah, that's a whole nother story.
That's a story for a different podcast.
Yeah, we're actually gonna have to wrap this one up.
What are we?
We did good on this one. We're 126.
Oh my gosh.
Wow,
yeah.
This might become
Time
the
flies.
Slightly Cut podcast.
Slightly cut.
But yeah, I don't know. I guess we could close. I feel like. I feel like because I feel like we are in where we do live in this generation. The three of us, we live in this generation where kids are just depressed.
Yeah.
And I'll be honest, our parents don't want to fucking hear it.
No.
They don't want to hear it. Because
there's people who are legitimately depressed who do need help, and you feel bad for those people, obviously.
Feeling depressed and being depressed are two different things.
Yes, when you feel depressed, you're just sad.
Yeah, but you can be
depression,
clinically depressed, where you have like you need to take medicine, you need to see a therapist.
The amount of people that I know who say they are depressed, I sometimes find hard to believe, because so many people can say I'm depressed.
Depression, I think for some people, saying that you have depression, self-diagnosing yourself with depression is a fad.
Yeah.
Because so many people have it. But just
Absolutely.
because you don't clinically have depression and you're not taking medicine for it, it doesn't mean that everything is.
It doesn't mean it should
rainbows
be
and
over.
leprechauns.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
So
the word depression was such a heavy term. Now it's used so loosely.
Yeah. Well, I saw a picture one time, which it was like there was two wolves, and one had an arrow in it. It was like laying down dying. Another one was standing up and had like 10 arrows. I know that's kind of cheesy, but it's like certain people can handle certain things certain ways.
Yeah.
Like some people you can bag on them all day,
Mhm.
and they're gonna go home and smile. They're gonna sleep nicely, and some people you're gonna be like, I don't really like your shoes, and
then they go home
gonna,
and cry about it.
Yeah, and it's like, not saying that's a bad thing, but it's like everybody handles certain things differently, and that's why I feel like people are too quick to kind of, like, I'm not saying don't overlook your problems.
No,
but
don't do that.
Don't try and compare yourself to others, because you don't know what they're going through.
Yeah.
But at the same time, don't discredit your own problems.
Exactly.
Because as soon as you start comparing your problems to somebody else's, and you start saying things like, "Oh well,
he has
my problems don't matter because this person has it so much worse," that does not matter.
For me, it's more like set your problems to the side, help them get through what they need to get through, and then look back. All right, how can I fix what's going on here?
Yeah.
Because it's like there's some people who are like really on the edge of a lot of things, and it's like just help them out a little bit, and then go back and work on what you gotta work on. But it's like
you can't you sometimes people judge other, like I've heard it a lot. You can't fix something in someone else's life when you got something in your own life that you need to get rid of first.
Yeah.
It's definitely like that in some ways. Like I can't go help a guy effectively without me acknowledging the fact that I also, speaking in a hypothetical standpoint, sometimes you can't do that.
Yeah.
But sometimes you definitely can, and it's good. It's always good to help people, whether you like them or not. If they need help, help them.
Yeah.
And like I said, if you are clinically depressed, that, you know, hopefully you have help, or you're gonna get help, or you know your way of getting through it. But people who are sad and say they are depressed, that's why that reason has made it hard for me to believe everyone in the world is depressed.
Yeah.
Because that does seem like the wave of life we're in society.
Yeah.
Like it's the norm now to be depressed. If you're not depressed, that's a little weird, you know. But then everyone with real depression is,
they feel like it makes it hard for people who have actual depression to get what they need, because everybody's kind of filling up with like, you know, if you go to the hospital and, like, you know, you're on the edge of death because you got hit by a truck, but there's 100 people in there who have splinters.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, that's a bad way to compare it, but it's kind of the same thing, where there's so much going on, they can't get to everybody, and it's hard to say who really has problems and who doesn't.
Yeah.
If it makes sense.
Then I think for one short little thing,
The chair.
that's I think that's another reason why parents, when you say when you tell your parents you're depressed, I think partially why they're not going to believe you right away. In some instances, that might be more often than not, they don't believe you right away because everyone says they're depressed. So it helps nobody.
Yeah, it's the boy who cried wolf.
In telling yourself, speaking it out loud, saying that I'm depressed will make you depressed.
You speak it into existence.
Yeah, you speak it into existence, and you keep telling yourself, you get into that mentality. Maybe clinically you're not, but you're so deep into that mentality of being depressed, you almost are.
Yeah.
And now you gotta climb back out of it. So
let's close this out.
Yeah.
We keep opening up too many new topics.
Yeah.
So
but if you're Nick's gonna outro out, but if you're feeling it, just put on some fucking beer bongs and Bentleys and know that you're fucking badass.
Yeah. But if you do need help, go get some.
Hit up the Twitter DMs.
Yeah.
Even. Sure.
Yeah.
If so on that note, be kind to everybody. You know, drink water. You know, follow the Twitter. You know, don't eat McDonald's. It's bad for you. I love you. Good night. Be safe.
Adios.